Good day, good evening, good night. I apologize for the shakiness. I keep kicking my desk, and I have the wobbliest setup there ever was. There ever was. There you see? I am here humbly before you to say thank you so much to all of you. Mostly, now, don't feel left out if you're not a Bjork fan. Become one. You're welcome to the community. But mostly, I know that my recent successes have come from the Bjork fan community. We did just add an Aurora track, and there's another one that needs to be completed. I wanted to upload a Bjork track today, not yet. The video was pretty cool. Of course, you know me, I got completely lost on other details, but so this is Sunday. It would be, I think, the 22nd, and I really wanted to let Nils' video have its day. I was afraid if I posted something else up, it would get buried, because that video meant a lot to me. And where are we at? It was this one. And at the moment, it's only been up 6 hours, and sometimes these numbers are a little off. So let's see here. No, I'm not going to try to, come on. All right, still got the play button. So, all right, so we're still sitting, we're still sitting kind of quiet. It's probably because I haven't posted in a week. You know how YouTube does. They're like, oh, put you at the bottom again. But if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It is an amazing cover of Unison. I mean, I've listened to this song like 5 times today. I wish I would have listened to it weeks ago, when a month ago or whatever, when I first came across it, because it could have already been in my list. But you know what? I'm glad that I got to hear it today. But that's one part of today. Really, this video is mainly just to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who's joined in. Hit this number right here. I don't know if you can see the mouse. 100 today. Something I did not see coming. Not that I didn't ever see like 100 subscribers. I knew that if I just kept putting things up, like, numbers would go up. What I didn't see coming was caring that much, because I've got 30 reasons for why I started. A lot of it's psychological, and so, but just seeing that number today, just hitting that one milestone, really did a lot for my heart and soul. And it's thanks to everybody here, and it makes me want to continue. I don't want to get too dopey or whatever, but it's hard out there right now, and I understand completely. And it's just like, just having any time at all to sit down and do anything other than just work, and then worry about paying your way through life seems like that consumes all your time. So the easy answer, when you do have a little bit of time, is to want to take a little bit of time to relax. And so, like, that's not, I don't think that's selfish, but it's never going to take me anywhere else other than the same spot I'm in. So I ebb and flow. I'm a little bipolar, where I'll be on top of the world, and then I'm just down in the dips, and I'm down in the dips a lot more than I'm on top. It'd be awesome to be able to find a way to stay up top, but what's worse is actually being stuck in the middle. And when I say I'm down low a lot, I think I'm more in the middle a lot, because I don't know, at least when you're at the lowest point, you feel stuff, but when you're in the middle, it's like you just don't care. And that's yeah, I find myself there too often. And so, like this week was a good week, actually. It was my daughter turned 16, so I decided to spend time with her, even though I got so stoked to be able to to put things back online again and start to listen to new music again. When the heat's coming back, so again, everybody has to manage their time. I'm bad at managing my time. I'm bad at organization. So trying to figure out when I can do all this, or even sit at the computer, because the main focus isn't the reactions. It's making new music. But boy, have I gotten lost in these large programs. Like, instead of making anything, I'm just toying with settings, and it's very frustrating. I don't know if it's in this video or it's in the next one that's going up, where I talk about a snippet of Bjork's home studio, and both this cover and then that snippet, and then this comment here just did so much for me. It's weird. Like, today is one of those days. I've just had a high point today. Hit, and then 100 was like the cherry on top. But Aranteria says, basically says covers can be complicated. Lots of artists cover a song, try to emulate the original too closely, and that was my issue when I tried to cover Hunter. And so she gives me and she's like, the cover feels boring, and that's a pet peeve of hers, or his. I actually don't really know, but this person thinks that the cover should sound completely different, and I agree. I mean, if you're going to make a cover, breathe new life into it, contribute something new. I mean, why make the same song again but not as good? And I apologize if I'm saying the same things. If I already said this in this video, that was like 9 hours ago when I first listened to it. I know it says 6 hours, but I put thumbnails, rendering, re-rendering, all that. It's funny, this thumbnail, it's so bizarre because I don't know if I love it or not. I wanted to do a good one. At first I was like, I just got to get it up, and then I wanted to do a good thumbnail for them, and it looked kind of cool in the program, but then when it went up next to everything else, it kind of looked a little mishmashed. But anyhow, so I apologize, Neil. I feel like I could have done better. I got under the pressure. I just wanted to really, really get this up, and I had no idea where my subscriber count was. When I talk about the ebbs and the flows and sit in the middle, I haven't even checked the channel. Like, when I can't post and I can't really interact, I don't even look at it. 5-6 days. And then all of a sudden, I just noticed today, and I was like, wow, I'm at 98. I'm going to be at 100 soon. Maybe I should think of something for 100. And then it was like this video went up and the view count was going real slow. And then all of a sudden it was funny. It was 8 views, and then 2 more just tacked on, and 2 subscribers. So I don't know if 2 people watched this video, but that's my belief. I'd like to believe that. So Mr. Nils, if you happen to check in on this, and who knows where the view count will be. Hopefully, it'll get up in the few hundreds, and everybody please go and go give him a like on his video. I'm sure some of you have actually already watched it. Being the fans that we are. But if you haven't, go give him a like. Breathe a little bit of new life into the video. Share it with someone. They say, I don't even know how to share, to be honest. I've never shared anything before. I guess I don't know. That's where I'm at on the what do they call it? The social ladder, the social tech ladder. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to everybody, Bjork fans, and not just the Bjork fans. I'm so excited to jump into Ivor. Man, I almost want to just listen. Like that name just sounds so cool, and I've had multiple people suggest it, so I know I'm in for a treat. I've actually listened to more of Aurora than I probably should have, and so there'll be a lot of those that won't be first listens, because I've probably heard at least 10 of her songs, if not more. Again, that's kind of how Bjork was at first, though, but it would just be in the background at work. But because Bjork was so peculiar, I'd be working, digging, doing a lot of digging, and I wouldn't be hearing it as much, because you kind of have to dial in for Bjork. But with Aurora, she does have, she's got her definitely is very creative, but she also has a lot more pop sensibilities, which makes it more digestible, easier to pick up on, and to remember it. Bjork, you have to commit if you want to memorize these songs. Even if it's not just the words, just the way the music changes. But that's not a bad thing. I'm not, knocking either way. I love good music, and that's, I think, all of you do. I mean, that's one of the 30 reasons. Find people who actually like good music. I've got all these ideas for all these shorts based on people who are the antithesis of I love everything. I listen to everything. Oh man, dude, no, I listen to everything. Shit, man. Except, I don't really like rap too much, or not really. Country's not my favorite. I can't stand screaming. I don't listen to too much chick music. I'm not really into like weird alternative music. I don't know, but I mean, pretty much everything else is pretty cool. I don't like folk or polka or like Mexican music, or I don't like all that like weird, crazy stuff from. They do all that weirdo stuff in other countries. You don't understand them. That yip yap dip dap, but pretty much anything else I'm cool with, man. I'm just totally cool with it. You know what I mean? I'm not really into like ballads or I don't know, like classical. I mean, who likes I'm not. I don't know. Who likes classical? Only like freaking nerds would sit around listening to that crap. But I mean, pretty much anything else, other than like oldies. Oldies is pretty late. I don't even understand why people would still listen to music from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Like the 60s? No, they had some cool bands in the 60s. Yeah. I mean, I like all of it. You know what I mean? And scene. That's who I feel like I'm around these types of people. That's all I ever meet. That is all I ever seem to come across. People who profess to love music and don't love anything except for like 3 bands. And whatever's the most popular thing at the moment. And they're like, oh yeah, dude, and I loved them before anybody ever heard them. I was listening to them like 2 years ago before they even got famous. Like, they've been around 25 years. Like, yeah, but whoever heard them back then, you know what I mean? I was the real deal. Anyway, I don't know why. It's gotten to me so much when I meet new people and they just will not listen to anything. Because I just love music and I love hearing new things. Pandora used to be the best. For finding new music, I would say that out of all the streaming platforms, Pandora was the best at finding something that you liked and then exposing you. Spotify's turned into the radio, but I stick with them. I was over at Apple for a long time, and then I got like a 3-month trial with Spotify, and they so I had both, But the reason I stuck with Spotify was because they actually had an EQ. Apple doesn't let you EQ. They give you some like options of, like classical music or, the genres, and they just base an EQ level off of that. But I needed that EQ because at the moment I was running through a semi-cheap, we'll just call it cheap Bluetooth earbuds. I was having low battery, so I'd have like 4 or 5 pairs with me all day. And I tell you what, if you don't have to have the nicest, good earbuds are great. They're great. They're better than cheap ones. But if you end up having to get some cheap ones and you do have Spotify, go into your playback settings and you can make even cheap earbuds, you can play with the EQ and make them sound a lot better. And that's why I stuck with Spotify, for that one reason. I was devastated to lose all my Apple list because I spent years cultivating those playlists, and I haven't with Spotify. I basically just tag in something whenever I hear something I like. But the problem I'm having with Spotify is they're shoving shit down your throat, like A Fortunate Son. It's a great song, but for like a month and a half, every day I would hear the song 1 or 2 times a day, and it's not even in my I don't believe it was in my liked songs playlist. So every now and then you'll have your playlist, or you click a song outside your playlist or whatever. You just search it, it goes over to here, and then it starts playing stuff that they think you'll like, and that song would be like every freaking day, 2 or 3 times, and I'd jump onto something else. I'd all right, let's listen to KDA. All right, the next thing, John Fogerty. What? Okay. Let me hear Dr. Dre. Okay, John Fogerty. What are you talking about? Let me hear some 2 Steps from Hell. Okay, you probably like John Fogerty. I'm like, oh my God, Spotify, what are you doing here? But so my daughter started to run into this, where she listens to what's considered the alternative music of the day, I guess. But it always just plays the top 2 or 3 songs, even though it's on random, from all these artists. You might as well be listening to the radio. It just grabs stuff from a genre and just, here you go. So Spotify, I really hope you can get it sorted out. I know you're not listening to me, but I'm gonna, if I could will it, I will it. Give us that random music that does exist within that genre. Give us more than the top 2, 3 songs. Jesus, man. Artists have 100 songs, and you give us the number 1 song every time. That's the one you're gonna get first. It's always the number 1. How is that even random? And that's gonna keep it at number 1. It's that whole cyclical nature of things. If you're at the top, it's like, what is it? Hierarchy. The top stays at the top. They have the money to get started. They have the money to. You could be born wealthy and lose it all. Not to say you can't, but you do have a lot better chances of staying on top if you start out on top. Anyway. We're not going down that road right now, because there are ways to climb out. It would be ridiculous to think that it's impossible. It's not impossible. Anything's possible. You just have to will it. If you will it, it is no dream. Theodore Herzl. At least that's as Walter says. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I love you gals. I love you gats. Cats, dogs, and logs, whatever it is, whoever you are, faceless friends. I know you have faces, I just can't see them yet. Hopefully I can get this streaming thing figured out, and I'd love to do multi-stream and get to meet some of you people. Some of you good people who have shared your thoughts, your comments, your good vibes, your love for music, and get to actually interact face to face. I'll start staring at that screen, forget where I am at, as I do, as it were. Thank you. I thought this was going to be a 5-minute thank you at the most, and I have no idea. But what's important is I love you. Good night.